Hey, everybody. This is Let Me See Your Transcript, your very favorite history teacher. I'm actually at home today. I'm not feeling good. Um, I think it's maybe stress or maybe my body kept something, me, or it could also be the change in the weather. It's just been, I got a little, we're having flooding issues since yesterday. And I've been sneezing, closing my nose since like 4 o'clock this morning. So, hey, Lindsay. Um, and I had planned to give this live like a day ago, a couple of days ago this morning, but I was like, let me come on here and just talk about this. It's two things we need to talk about. Everyone knows this is graduation season. This is Mother's Day season. This is Father's Day season. It's Memorial Day season. This is the seasons where people are getting together to show appreciation and to think of other people, right? Like I said, graduation, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day, Juneteenth. Okay? Then we got July 4th. All right. But since the president of these United States that I didn't vote for is so narcissistic and petty to make events that are supposed to be about other people and to give them their accolades and their recognition, he turns it into a moment to take shots at Joe Biden again, former president of the United States, that I did vote for. Okay. Um, to take shots at how well he built up the military that he just got in control of 4 months ago. And go off on these tangents, even though he has a speech that is on. I don't know if you can tell. Look at the videos. I did put the two videos in the description that I'm referencing. And there are two little one teleprompter on either side of him where he is supposed to read where his speech is. And it's like all you had to do was read the teleprompter. Someone wrote your speech. And when he would go off on a tangent, someone said it was like the uncle that talks your head off with conspiracy theories at Thanksgiving. That's what it was like. Because I kept looking at these other, I think it was Midas Touch, Keith Edwards, is it Farron's? Um, and some guy named Joe, was it Jack Scacarola? And they were showing these clips from the West Point commencement. Okay? The West Point commencement, y'all. So I went to go watch the West Point commencement. I'm going to put it in here for y'all so y'all can see. West Point commencement. So these graduates who will be officers once they, cross the stage and, all in their wonderful, this is upstate New York, um, uniforms. And they are in their best. And there was a couple of things he did during his speech that was wonderful. Like there were certain things that people because it was 1,002 were graduating. Okay. And there were um some people who had special accolades, like there were 4 Rhodes Scholars. There were some, I think someone completed some type of 18 hours, something or other. It sounded like I don't know, one of those things you see on those little television shows where they have to compete in these competitions, like go over a bridge, climb a wall, and all that kind of stuff. So he gave those people, got them a chance to come up. One guy, he is the football, he is the Army's quarterback. The another guy, he is his dad um was in the service, and he was there graduating. He let him talk. And so and then it was two young ladies. Um was it Megan Cooper? What was this what was the second girl? Was it Melanie Sabu? I probably said her name wrong, but I'm sorry. Melanie. No, Sarah. Was Sarah Sabu? Okay, I don't remember. It's in the thing. I need to do better by that. But because I think there were only two women. No, they weren't the only two women acknowledged. The two, I think, two of the Rhodes Scholars. They are two of them were women. But outside of that, if you start the 15-minute mark, it's going really good up until the 33rd minute, and that's when he said something off, and I was like, "Sir, how you rebuilt the military?" Or I think he said something about Biden. Like, yeah, those these past we've been like he keeps saying, oh, he's back in charge, so everything's good now. And I'm thinking like these graduates were in West Point the last 4 years under Biden. You just trying to take credit. Okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. But he started talking about all the things he's doing. He's gonna give the $1 trillion to the military. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the first thing he came in that I thought was I had issues with. So before him was like one. I think either the chief or the somebody who's the chief or the head of the army, and I think someone who's over West Point. They came through. Someone announced them, and they did the salute. How come the president came in with a red MAGA hat, a pink tie, and he didn't salute like the other two before? And I'm like, wait a minute. Did nobody go over this with him? Then um yeah, then so it was just like, okay, this is how we start. Then um it was about the 15-minute mark. Uh And then, like I said, he was doing good. He was reading the thing, and then he made it about. Then the 33rd minute, he made it about himself. So it was just like, damn. Then y'all, somewhere around, I want to say it was the 40-minute mark, maybe, is when that story came in about the trophy wife. Because he actually had something that he was actually trying to say. He was like, if I could give you some advice, these are 5 things I would tell you to do. And it was like, okay, it was like, do what you love. Um, what was it? Do what you love, do it harder. And it was like third was like, keep it was, and then he got on something about keep your momentum, and that's when he veered up. It was like 5 things, and it was like for the fourth or fifth thing, he said something about you need to keep your momentum. And he said, you know what? I should tell you this little story, and that's when it went off. He was talking about this real estate developer named William or Bill Levitt, about basically Bill Levitt lost his momentum, and he got to talk to Bill Levitt one time at a thing. He told him, and this Bill Levitt had lost everything, and he said Bill Levitt told him, "That's what I did. I lost my momentum." But he went on this big tangent and started talking about trophy wives, man lost, and I was just like, "Why couldn't you just keep reading what they had wrote for you?" And sometimes the kids would or the people would clap it, and sometimes they wasn't. It was like he was trying to be funny. Sometimes it's like the jokes wasn't landing, and then it was like sometimes I felt like it was political. Like, hey, this is not your MAGA crowd. They not gonna clap at everything you do. Okay. their parents are in the stands, their mamas, daddies and stuff is there. Um, I think they even said like 1,002 out of the 1,002 graduates, I think they said a third were from a family that had graduated West Point and had prior military service. So this was a tradition for them. And um and I was just like, how did you, and this is the thing, not all the things that he said was wrong was all together. So it's just like, if someone could cut out all the stuff that was crazy that he said and just kept everything that he said that was correct, it would have been a beautiful speech that they can remember and tell their kids about with pride. But it's like, why are you talking about how you gonna make the military? I'm buying y'all stuff planes. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know what stuff is. I'm just like, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, oh, I'm so glad, I'm here for what did he say? I'm so glad I'm here. Too bad. Oh, I'm glad I'm here now. In these 4 years instead of the 4 years like I thought it was gonna be before, because now I get to be here for the World Cup and the Olympics. And I'm just like, what does that have to do with them? And I'm just like, you are ruined. And then the way he's walking, he he yeah, he needed physical, not only a physical evaluation, he needed a mental evaluation too. And they've been talking about how he's been talking the last couple of days. It's just crazy. And then by the way, this was the 24th, I believe. The 24th? I think Saturday. Okay. This is Saturday. And everybody's been talking about it, like this is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. Y'all need to, like a lot of different political people, they've been talking about this, but Fox, they always gonna spin it. They're not gonna talk about all the crazy little stories he done made, but everybody's keep talking about, what the hell is he talking about trophy fires for? What's with these stories? And then he's propping up himself and saying, "Oh, I'm returning the military back to the greatness that it was." Oh, by the way, he done go, and they clapped for this. So I don't know if it was the cadets there or was it their parents. He gonna say, "Yeah, you." I guess he's saying he's returned to the military. What they're teaching them now, like no more of this, woke political ideology. No more. What he says, no more drag shows on bases, no more men, no this transgender stuff, and no more of this what do you say? No more of this no more men in women's sports. And I'm thinking like, I don't think I've ever heard of any trans woman, or I'm sorry, according to them, biological males playing in women's sports. I don't know if the West Point do they have women's sports? Because all I know about West Point is like, y'all got an Army team. That's all I know. And I'm like, why are you talking to them about this? It's bad enough you already kicking out the transgenders. And I'm thinking to myself, what if one of these cadets is transgender? We don't know, or not identified. What if one of their parents out there is transgender? I'm just thinking like, but there were people who clapped when he said that though. So it was just like, okay, there's somebody here who believes that. And it was just like, okay, this, and that's why I put on my thumbnail, this is the worst speech he ever gave. And then the next day, y'all, not the next day. Was it the next day? What was Monday? The 26th? Okay, so the 24th was West Point commencement speech. Then Monday was Memorial Day. And as for those of you who don't know, I'm going to put this in here. And I did previous videos about this before. I need to make a shorter video that gets you more straight to the point. African Americans actually the ones who came up with the idea for Memorial Day. It was actually called Decoration Day. And basically, they wanted to honor the Union soldiers who died in the war. And so they would, because at the time, I think they would just like put them in whatever grave nearby. So they like would take their bodies and they give them a proper like burial, and they would have like a little ceremony, and they were, decorate their grave. It was called Decoration Day. So every uh I guess at the time of the end of the war, I want to say it was Virginia who started it. Maybe it was in Virginia or North Carolina. One of the southern states is this community. They started doing this, and the other communities started too, because they were like, hey, these men, whether they knew or not, they fought to end slavery or to free themselves. So over time, it evolved around the same time. A lot of other states had different times of when the war officially ended in their area. So they all had their different types of Decoration Day. And then I forget what year. It's in my video. Um the Confederacy and also the Union side, their what do you call them? Their associations or veterans associations started having their, I guess you said their version of Decoration Day, but it really started by Black people. And then what ends up happening is, I want to say, was it around World War I? Um, they designated the last Monday in May to uh, soldiers who died in the Civil War. And then later on, I think after World War I, they were like, okay, we're going to extend it to all of the wars that our soldiers have fought in, right? So, and that's why also some people were really upset. I think Trump was trying to rename. I don't know if it might not have been Memorial Day. It might have been Veterans Day. He was trying to rename some stuff, and people were like, "No, don't do that." And he was getting the veterans mad, you know. So, but anyway, this is Memorial Day. It's Trump, Vice President Vance, and Defense Secretary Hegseth. They're at Arlington in front of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and they are there. There's like an audience there, and then I think they are actually burying three people that were they were burying three soldiers that were previously. I think two of them had been previously unidentified. One was from, I believe, World War II. One was from the Vietnam War, and I think the last person, she was the victim of a suicide bomber. And so, they talked about the heroism and stuff like that. So all of a sudden, there everyone says, "Oh, he done made another crazy speech," and I'm like, "You just made a crazy speech that was the worst speech on Saturday at West Point. You mean to tell me you topped yourself again?" And so I actually, and by the way, I watched all the way through the the first one, the memorial, the West Point commencement, and that's the one I was like, "Oh Lord, I see what they're talking about." Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I was trying to go to bed early last night, but I was having a hard time. I started watching the Memorial Day speech. Now, I will say the Memorial Day speech for the West Point commencement speech start at minute 15. You can probably stop around minute 45, 40, 48. You know, and then the next one, Memorial Day, you can start at minute 40 is when he gets up to speak. So, because Pence, Hegseth speaks, and then Trump speaks. So, yeah, I got into 4 minutes. How about I got into 4 minutes of his Memorial Day speech, and I had to stop. I had to stop, y'all. I just couldn't do it. I said, Lord, no, I can't. I can't. I'm gonna put it in here. Like I said, this is his Memorial Day speech. Start at the 40-minute mark. And you could see, and this is the thing, you could see Vance and Hexet were sitting behind him. And you could, I don't know, somebody said they think that Hexet may have been drinking either last night or this morning. I'm gonna say maybe the sun was in his eye, or maybe he was just really, I don't know, maybe he really was showing how he really feel about things. He had the most like, you know, okay, remember when Hexet was making that rant about the leakers on Easter and his kids was just looking at him crazy? That's how he was looking at Trump when Trump was making that speech. And I saw Hexet's face, and he just looked at him like his sons was looking at him that day. And then Vance was on the other side. He was trying to keep a much more straight face, but you could tell because, you know, he talks, Vance talks with his eyes. Hexet talks with his whole face. So you can see like something was wrong. You're like, why is Hexet looking like that? And you're like, so some people like, is he drunk? Or he had been drinking? His head hurt? And I'm thinking like, maybe he's just, because he's understanding like what his kids thought about him that day when he was in front of the White House going on that rant. He was listening to this speech. Like, so they were talking about, so Trump, the part I did see, y'all want to listen to the rest of it with me? Because we can. That's probably the only way I'm gonna get through it, y'all. I'm just telling you. He said he was talking about I guess they're doing different jobs. I think one of the people did, and he said a linguist, a translator, and the word he was supposed to be saying was cryptologist and cryptological technician. He couldn't say the word, y'all, and I'm like, you got a teleprompter there. And I'm thinking about I'm thinking to myself, nobody's practiced this speech with you. I mean, I've read articles about how Bill Clinton, like, he practiced speaking. There were even people who were saying, like, all the problems they could deal with him. There were people who were analyzing how he spoke and said things. Even Obama, they were looking at how he, like, not only the speeches he made, because they have speech writers, and they have, sometimes they put their own stuff in there, but it was like how you say things, the inflection, what you do, and um and stuff like that. And I even like George H.W. and then also George W. So I'm just like, he didn't practice cryptological technician. Obviously, he didn't. Either that, he got crypto on the brain, because I think it was Friday night or Thursday night. He had a cryptocurrency dinner, which, according to his secretary, White House press secretary, that's a personal event. But there was some people who leaked some video and pictures from the event. Oh, that food was horrible, y'all. They said he came in there on Marine One, which is the presidential helicopter. Then the presidential seal there. And they're like, hey, if this is a personal event, why is the presidential seal there? And then when he came in, he was like, hey, just let me get off the Marine One. Isn't that a good helicopter? Why are you talking about your job as president if you wasn't there about the meme coin? And these people supposed to have been like the people who purchased the most. They said he stayed there 15, 20 minutes, and they were supposed to be getting access to him, right? I don't think he took pictures of nobody. I don't think he shook nobody's hand. He was just there saying stuff, and then he left. And I'm thinking, like, a lot of people say, like, if you say this is a personal event, that means you don't have immunity from this event. If you're over here actually using your office as a way to get money. Because some people say that meme coin really isn't worth anything anyway, so that's like fraud. And I'm thinking, like, those people one guy I think spent like $23 million. And he got an awful dinner in a 15, 20-minute speech, and he didn't get to stand next to the president. Okay, y'all all got swindled out some money. Y'all, y'all all dumb in there. We thought FAF though was for like the MAGAs, the poor people. Oh no, you rich people. Y'all got stuff too. Y'all thought y'all was going. I mean, now I'm gonna say this. There have been rich people, especially Elon, who have gotten access to the president, but y'all thought y'all was gonna get that kind of access too, and it didn't happen. He got y'all 15, 20 minutes and a messed up dinner. And I think I need to go find the video. There's some man who actually was at the dinner. He's out here complaining now. You spent $500,000. That's your fault. You know. So, uh, yeah. So this Memorial Day, like I said, this is a Memorial Day speech. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. I'm actually, like I said, I'm at home sick today. I need to drink this orange juice. I got some groceries coming. I got some soup coming because I realized I don't have them. Usually, I don't know. I guess because when I was growing up, we always had soup we always had soup. And the day I was looking for some soup, I don't have no soup. I was like, dang it. And now I feel like I don't got my mommy and my auntie bring me some juice, some soup. But anyway, but y'all, this is our president. This is the thing. I teach government, teach U.S. history. For the last 4 months, I've been teaching current events. This man has made me update my lesson plans. I'm supposed to be teaching checks and balances, and the only person checking and balance him is the courts. I'm supposed to be teaching about what the duties are of the president. I'm learning some new stuff that the president ain't supposed to do because he's doing it. I was able to reinforce, that the tax process starts at the house and the city does confirmation. So I had, live, things I can actually show the students, but I'm just like letting them know, like, hey, this is your Fourth and Fifth Amendment right, and hey, this is the age where you can run for office because you see what's going on right now. I'm scared. And one student actually did tell me, he's like, Miss Chandler, something he said, I appreciate you because you actually told us something in this class that I actually used outside because we got pulled over by the police and he wanted to search the car and he was asking all those questions. And he said, well, am I getting arrested? And he said, well, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna plead my Fifth Amendment right. I'm gonna be quiet till I get a lawyer. And the policeman started laughing. But guess what? My student didn't go to jail that day because that man not because I'm telling you. And plus, the camera and stuff. I always tell him, I said, don't go out there snitching on yourself. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. Don't talk to none of you. Because he was in the car with his cousins and friends and stuff. I said, and if you get put in back in the back of the police car, y'all don't talk to each other because there's cameras back there, and just wait on the lawyer. Let them get you out of jail. Okay. All right. Or call me. I call your mama or somebody like that. So just be quiet. So, and I said, well, they do have, if they see it in their site, they do have probable cause to search your vehicle. But I always tell them, don't give them any probable cause. So, but in that case, it actually did help them. But yeah, boys and girls and boys. I'm just, oh, Jesus, fix it. It's May 20. It's the day 27th. It's 27th, y'all. And now he talking froggy about Putin. I thought that was his homeboy. This is the thing, though. Netanyahu is doing the same thing Putin is doing, not abiding by ceasefires. There's actual genocide actually going on in Gaza right now. But he want to say Harvard and Columbia are allowing these pro-Palestinian demonstrations, and it's hurting the Jewish students. Jewish students, can y'all come up out here and tell these people how y'all feel? Like, because I actually know I've seen Jewish people who are allies with Palestinians at these demonstrations. They not talking about that. And then now Christy Nome want to talk all froggy too, talking about we're looking at you institutions, and because they took away Harvard's student exchange on program. They can't take students. But guess what, y'all? European Union already said that they're willing to give money to people to come do research. So guess what? All those people who are foreigners who are working for universities or universities that their research funding got stopped. Guess what? They can go to European Union and get some money. Guess what now? Since they want to take Harvard international students, it's like 6,000 of them over there. Guess what? President of China said, "Hey, if y'all lose y'all status, y'all can come over here, University of is it University of Hong Kong or Beijing? So we'll have our departments of education help y'all continue y'all education." I said, look at this. He is causing a brain drain. That's actually what it's called. When you start losing your highly skilled or highly educated people, because people coming to the United States to go to our colleges, either to go back to where they are or they stay here, and contribute. But he trying to make a point like he did with these trade tariffs, and look where we at. Okay. But he's like, oh, Harvard got too many foreign students, and they were asking for a list. I was like, oh my goodness, y'all really trying to do some Gestapo type stuff. Y'all don't list some people. But this is the thing, y'all. At his meme coin dinner, most of them were foreigners too. And that's why people are saying, oh, well, where's your guest list? Can we see the guest list? Yeah. So, I wanted to show y'all this. I'm sorry. Let me show this last. I should have showed this 5 minutes ago. So this is him at the commencement. Look at why he got that red hat on. And by the way, the U.S. Military Academy is at West Point. West Point is the actual city. And then this was him yesterday. The red hat is actually very political. You are the president of the United States. You're supposed to be there as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. You should have worn no hat that day. Or does West Point have a hat? College hat? How colleges got their own little And then over here, they all got to wear they always wearing a blue suit. They are all trying to match. But his hands don't match his face. If your face is gonna be kind of orangey and tannish, and then your hands should match. Look at Hexet's face. That's what I'm saying. His whole face is expression. You can kind of see Vance's eye on the other side. But y'all, this is what I'm talking about. The president we got. He's very petty. He did the same thing around Easter. When you have a holiday, you're supposed to say, hey, happy Easter, da 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 da. He done made it into a whole political speech. So we already should have known that. You was on one at the West Point speech. You still on one for the Memorial Day. Because guess what? That night, midnight, he is having Twitter fingers on Truth Social, y'all. This is what the president of the United States of America posted. This wasn't even midnight. This was at 7:22 Monday morning. This is before he has to go out there and give a speech. And by the way, y'all know me. If it's in all caps, that means you yelling. So tell me, y'all, how does this respect the dead, deceased soldiers? And I thought I made a video last year, it was short. You really are not supposed to say Happy Memorial Day because it's really not a happy occasion. You are honoring someone who is deceased, but that also may come with some grief. Maybe you can make it sort of be out of celebration, but you really don't say to someone, you don't greet someone and say Happy Memorial Day because it's remembering someone who is deceased and no longer here. Now you can appreciate their achievements and stuff like that. Also, I said do not tell veterans who are living Happy Memorial Day because this day is not for them. Their day is in November. Okay. But look at this speech. He says, happy memorial to all, including the scum that spent the last 40 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds who allowed 21 million people to illegally enter our country. What does that have? Y'all, I swear I keep hearing different numbers. I heard different numbers. I've heard 6 million, 8 million, 15. I thought it was 20. Now we at 21. I'm just like, do y'all even know? Do y'all even know? I know y'all got to have counters or something when people cross the border, and so that means the ones you find and catch. You know, because there were people who willingly came to the border, was like, "Hey, this is let me in. This is going on me." Okay, and it says who allow legally enter our country, many of them being criminals and the mentally insane, through an open border that only an incompetent president will approve. So here he is, he taking another swipe at Biden, like he did in the whatchamacallit speech, in the West Point speech. He does it, they say also in, because I didn't finish it, I need to finish it. He also does it in the Memorial Day speech. And this is what he says. And through judges, because he kind of, is up to people, and through judges who are on a mission to keep murderers, drug dealers, rapists, gaming, and release prisoners from all over the world in our country so they can rob, murder, and rape again. By the way, these judges he's talking about, some of them were Republican judges that he appointed. Their job is to interpret the law. That's their job. They're using the Constitution. They're checking and balancing you. This man is crazy. Oh, also, all protected by these USA hating judges who suffer from an ideology that is sick and very dangerous for our country. Hopefully, the United States Supreme Court and other good and compassionate judges throughout the land will save us from the decisions of the monsters who want our country to go. But fear not. We have made great progress over the last 4 months. And America will soon be safe and great again. Again, happy Memorial Day and God bless America. I love you, Sparkle. The Supreme Court has told this man 2 times. 1, go facilitate the return of Abrego Garcia. Have they done that? No. The Supreme Court has told him also, you cannot use the Alien Immunity Act to deport people. They must go do due process. Guess what his ass administration keep doing? They just deported 8 people to South Sudan. So he keeps saying he says, hopefully the United States Supreme Court and other good and compassionate. The Supreme Court told you twice that you wasn't supposed to do something, and your administration still did it. Or they lied and say, we did do process. Those men, because I think some of them were from Texas, they literally were put in ICE, then they got on a plane, and then they flew them to South. And they said, the Supreme Court said, they must have an opportunity to protest their deportation. How you get arrested from ICE, get into the detention center, then immediately get on the plane the next day? When did you have due process? So now those 8 people, I think they're in, what's the country called? Djibouti? And if you go on the Secretary of State website, there's a part where you can actually look up the travel advisory of different countries. We got up to the level red for South Sudan. You sent 8 people to South Sudan, and only one of them on that plane is from the South Sudan. Everybody else is Asian. And I think one guy from Mexico. So you're not deported, like the thing with the CCOD, that one of those Venezuelans that got sent to El Salvador. They're not from El Salvador. And they keep finding out that more and more people who went there They found out 50 people who went there came. They were here in the United States legally. So Alberto Garcia is still over there. He's in a different facility now, and now they're the Supreme Court or the judge says there's this other guy who is a gay man who came to the United States, asked for asylum, got asylum. He should have been taken, I forget, somewhere else. But no, he was taken to a detention center. He was put on this plane along with Alberto Garcia and these 230 odd men and sent to CCOT, to a country where being homosexual can get this man killed. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But guess what he had? He had tattoos as well. But anyway, but this is what our president put for memorial. What kind of okay, all right. I wasn't planning on being here that long, but since I'm here, y'all, let's start from the beginning. Uh, let's listen to it's in the description. Y'all I might need y'all help for me to get through this. And y'all probably thinking this is the only way I'm gonna get through this too. Let me see your transcript. Okay. And by the way, these two websites, they're from the White House. Because the White House has their own media division. Um, and I'm like, okay. And also, allegedly, he is supposed to be trying to take down transcripts of his speeches, but guess what? His executive orders are still up there for everybody to read. Okay. All right. Let me go to. Okay. Wait. Where is Don't tell me he took it out. Mm-mm. Wait. Is this what he's? Okay. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Mhm. We gonna get there. Now we're gonna find somebody else who got it. Sure, are they editing that? See, that's why I should have put. Why are y'all still talking about what's wrong with the Biden? Why? Okay, because y'all was like, oh, y'all was on Trump. Compared to what Trump did and credit Biden didn't do anything. Okay, hold on, y'all. Trump. Oh, you got me going crazy, crazy. You got me going crazy, baby. Okay, y'all. Let me see if I can get in my description. Okay. Okay. And order speech. Guess what, y'all? Guess what? Guess what, y'all? If you go click on the link that I have in my description to the West Point, I'm not the West Point, Memorial Day speech, it says this video has been removed by the uploader. Lord, he really is trying to cover. Is this? Oh, Lord, They say he was scratching transcripts of speeches off the White House. But I guess he's doing the videos too. Y'all, let me see if the West Point one is still. That one's gone too, y'all. The West Point. This video has been removed by the uploader, so I gotta replace those two with those from. Because I didn't see too many from the Associated Press. Hold on. Bet your Fox News got it. Let me put it in Trump more. Look at y'all. Can y'all? You know what? I don't know why last night something said download this. I don't know why something told me to download this. Okay, I see CBS News, NBC. Okay, CBS News got the whole one. Okay, so apologies, y'all. I'm gonna if some of the people coming in late or who's been early, he has taken it off the White House website, and I'm gonna have to go in my description and give y'all the another news channel's version of it. So let me click on here on CBS News. I think they got the full thing. Okay, they do have the full thing. So I'm gonna let me put this in. Let me see who else has the Trump commencement speech because I gotta put that in there now. Yeah, he read. Oh my good. But you said, but this is the thing though. You say these things. He says these things, right? He says these things, and you think nobody's going to remember that you said these things out loud. Let me see. Newsmax has his full speech. Not gonna take you live to. Okay, all right. So let me put this in here for y'all. Cause the other one said it has been removed by the uploader. I'm like, oh, he not just amending the um hit it, the what the White House website, but the YouTube channel too. Okay, let me put this in here, y'all. Thanks for y'all staying with me. Look at this. They said he was trying to script. And this is the thing, and that's probably why he got Rubio over National Archives. Anything he says or does, that stuff gets recorded and put in archives. Not just for things for his library. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Okay. This is from Newsmax. Um, and He's scrubbing the internet. Oh, I'm so glad. You know what? Y'all remind me next time. I'm gonna see the transcript. He made a speech. You need to download it. Cause he fit scrub it. Oh my god! But this is the thing. I tell my students that, and even on my job, we have these digital and social media like trainings, and I tell my students this: Hey, you put it out here on the internet, you might press delete, but somebody screen record, take a screenshot. It is there forever. Okay, it is there forever. Okay, and here is Trump uh Memorial Day speech. And this is also why he's also attacking certain news stations. He's always saying something about fake news because the ones he calls fake, that's the ones that tell the truth on him or don't want to cover stories that he may want them to cover. So y'all pay attention to that. If he's if when they ask questions, he gets mad and upset. That's somebody that he did not want to ask that question because he's a narcissist. They have a certain image of themselves. Okay, y'all. So these are the two that are actually I'm gonna have to delete those, remove those other ones because they don't work. Who he is over here. taking stuff off the internet. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all, Jesus fix it after a while. Jesus fix it. Can you do it right now? Okay. Wait, did I? Oh, dang it. Did I do the wrong one, y'all? Y'all, did I do the wrong one? Oh, Lord, I need to go lay down. Okay. Let me do this one more time. Memorial Day. Ugh, I did the wrong thing. Okay. Okay. Now that was Memorial Day. Let me do it correctly. And I will put them in uh, okay, West Point. Okay. All right. So those are the correct ones that I just put in there right now. So let me take this off and let's listen to his Memorial Day speech. This video is protected by Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Act of 1976. It is for fair use. Okay, I thought this one started the 40-minute mark, but this one is saying it's, oh no, it was the 43rd minute mark. Okay, my bad. Okay, all right. All right. Okay, fair use, fair use. Okay, let's go back to the man. Let me put it up here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very special place and a very special day. Thank you to Vice President Vance, doing a terrific job. Thanks also to a man who has devoted his life to service members and veterans, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who's doing really well. He went through a lot, didn't he? But he's doing really well. He's a tough cookie. That's what we want, is a tough cookie.
You need to stay off that signature.
And we're grateful to be joined as well by Chairman Kane, terrific military person, members of the cabinet, members of Congress, members of the United States Armed Forces, veterans, and many other distinguished guests. We gather today to honor the incredible service members who rest in glory in this cemetery and burial grounds around the world and in 1,000 lonely places known only to God. In every hour of peril and every moment of crisis, American warriors have left behind the blessings of home and family to answer their nation's call. They've offered all that they had within them and given their last breaths to each and every one of us that we might live safe and breathe free. This morning we pay tribute to their immortal deeds. We share in the sorrow of their beloved families, and as one nation, we give thanks for the ultimate gift they have so selflessly given to all of us. These warriors, and that's what they are, as great, great warriors, picked up their mantle of duty and service, knowing that to live for others meant always that they might die for others. They knew that. They asked nothing for it. They gave everything, and we owe them everything and much, much more. Each of the service members who have made the supreme sacrifice for our nation has also left an unfillable void and an unbreakable silence in the lives of all who love them. For the families of the fallen, you feel the absence of your heroes every day. Family. These are great families. These are wonderful families. In the familiar laugh no longer heard, the empty space at Sunday dinner, or the want of a hug or a pat on the back that will never come again. Every Gold Star family fights a battle long after the victory is won, and today we lift you up and we hold you high.
Oh.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for giving America the brightest light in your lives. It's what you've done. We will never, ever forget our fallen heroes, and we will never forget our debt to you. This Memorial Day is especially significant as we commemorate 250 years since the first American patriots fell on the field of battle. 2.5 centuries ago at Lexington Green, Concord Bridge, Bunker Hill, brave Minutemen and humble farm boys became the first to give their lives for a nation that did not yet have a name. With their deaths, men like John Brown, 23, Samuel Hadley, 28, and Abner Hosmer, 21,
He's doing a good job. He's reading the
ignited the
prompter.
flame of liberty that now lights the inspires everybody and the entire world. Those young men could never have known what their sacrifice would mean to us, but we certainly know what we owe to them. Their valor gave us the freest, greatest, and most noble republic ever to exist on the face of the earth. A republic that I am fixing after a long and hard 4 years. That was it.
Yo, see, this is where I stopped it. Why can't you just read the teleprompter like you supposed to? Why you gotta say you here to fix it? He said the same thing in his commencement speech. You are not fixing anything. You are shit. This is not a time to play. The deceased soldiers didn't deserve this. The family members out there didn't deserve. And by the way, y'all, if y'all look at this video, there are people with red hats in the audience. So there were people clapping. I think there was more people clapping in this one than there was in the other one. So okay, let's go back.
A hard 4 years we went through. Who would let that happen?
Oh my goodness.
People pouring through our borders.
There he go again.
People
didn't he say
doing things that are indescribable and not for today to discuss. But the republic that is now doing so very well, we're doing so very well right now, considering the circumstances, and we'll do record-setting better with time. We will do better than we've ever done as a nation, better than ever before. I promise you that. In every generation since, at Trenton and Yorktown, at Vicksburg and Shiloh, and in faraway places with names like Chateau Terrari, Anzio, Iwo Jima, Quezon, Kandahar, really just a few chosen names, and these are names that have become so important on the altar of freedom.
Practice these
They
names?
plunged into the crucible of battle, stormed into the fires of hell, charged into the valley of death, and rose into the arms of angels. The sacrifice that they made was not merely for a single battle, a long ago victory, or a fleeting triumph, decades or centuries past. Their sacrifice was for today, tomorrow, and every morning thereafter. Every child that lives in peace, every home that is filled with joy and love. Every day the Republic stands is only possible because of those who did what had to be done when duty called, and the cost was everything to them and to their families. Our debt to them is eternal, and it does not diminish with time. It only grows and grows and grows with each passing year. The greatest monument to their courage is not carved in marble or cast in bronze. It's all around us, an American nation, 325 million strong, which will soon be greater than it has ever been
Here you
before.
go.
It will
Here you go.
be. And so today we uphold the memory of our heroes as people have done since ancient times by telling their stories and exalting their names. Senior Master Sergeant Elroy Harworth was a young, beautiful man from Earhart, Minnesota, when he enlisted in the Air Force and was sent to Vietnam. 59 years ago this very week, Elroy and his crewmates climbed into the dark skies over Da Nang on a classified mission known as Operation Carolina Moon. Their aim was to blow up a key enemy bridge, and while other crews had tried and failed, they were determined to try and get it done in face of extreme danger, and they knew how bad it was. As their C-130 closed in on its target, and Elroy jockeyed his 5,000 pounds of explosives into position, the aircraft came under unbelievably intense fire. They'd never seen anything like it. Try as they might, they were hit as the plane swung low and they went down deep in enemy territory. Elroy was just 24 years old when he gave his life for America, leaving behind a beautiful young wife who was 7 months pregnant. That meant Elroy would never know the joy of meeting his son, Troy, or seeing him grow. And he would never have the pride to watch his son follow in his father's footsteps and serve 2 decades in the U.S. Army. Sergeant First Class Troy Harworth is with us today, joined by his wife, Sonia, and their son, John, the grandson Elroy never got to hold. Thank you, Troy, and thank you, John, and above all, thank you, Elroy. Thank you very much. Please stand up. Thank you.
Okay, that was nice. That was nice. When he reads the speech and go with the program, it's fine.
Great family. Corporal Ryan McGee of Fredericksburg, Virginia, knew from the time he saw the towers fall on 9/11 that he wanted to be an Army Ranger. He was an American guy, all American. He was a tough guy, the top of everything. In high school, he was captain of the football team and was voted friendliest and most charming by his peers. Ryan joined the Army soon after graduation, and after
Hold on, y'all. Something going on. Something just ain't right. It just ain't right. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Hold on, what's going on? Don't tell me it's been that one's been up by the uploader. Okay, let me go. What's going on? It's enough. It's enough. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, y'all. So there was an interruption at the 53-minute mark, all the way to the 54-minute and 28-minute mark. So he's still talking about Ryan. Yeah, you can tell when he's reading it, and then you can tell when he like goes off. It's like, dude, just keep reading. Um, just keep reading. That's all you gotta do is keep reading. So we're starting back up because it went out. This is actually happening in the video. So
cryptologic technician. Shannon worked alongside elite special force unit.
okay, so remember he was talking about Ryan, but remember we missed like a minute and a half, and so now he's talking about Shannon. And I don't know if you caught that. That's why I put that on my thumbnail about him not being able to say cryptological. And if you listen to him earlier when he was naming off the places of the different battles during World War II, like he couldn't say the French words. And I'm like, you didn't practice this speech at all? At all? So let me go back to that. Where he says cryptological. That's why I wrote it that way on the thumbnail. I'll show you the thumbnail again. He's talking about her. She's let me see. Right here on the right hand side, that's what he's trying to say. It's supposed to be I think he's trying to say that she's a cryptology technician or a cryptologist. But he's saying something different.
Cryptologic technician.
That was not
Shannon
a word.
worked alongside elite special force units, Delta Force, and Navy SEALs to help them capture and kill terrorists. She was among the first women ever to do it, and she did it better than anyone. In January 2019, Shannon was on her 5th combat deployment, embedded with a team hunting ISIS terrorists through the streets of Syria when a suicide bomber detonated his weapon, killing Senior Chief Kent and 3 other wonderful, beautiful Americans. She left behind her husband, Joe, and their 2 sons, 3-year-old Colt and 18-month-old baby Josh.
Oh my goodness.
Today, Shannon rests in peace on these grounds alongside her comrades. To her boys, Colt and Josh, who are here this morning, now aged 9 and 7, let me say your mom was a hero, and her love, her strength, and her spirit are always with us and always be with you. She loved her boys. To Joe, the boys, Shannon's parents, Mary and Stephen, and her sister Mariah, Shannon's name will live forever in the chronicles of true American patriots. I just want to thank you, and thank you so much for being here in honor of your magnificent family member. Stories like Shannon's, Ryan's, and Elroy's remind us of the real meaning of the day. And I want to just say, please stand up wherever you may be. The boys, I want to see those boys. Where are you?
He doesn't do a bad job when he does this part, you know. Unless that's in the script too. So stay on script is good. Stay on script. That's all we want you to do. This is nice. This is nice. Now everybody standing up behind Vance and headset. They're not showing them. They're just showing.
Hey, good-looking guys. Thank you very much for being here. All of you, thank you so much. We should never forget, even for a moment, that freedom is a gift of the highest cost and peace is won at the most precious price. These extraordinary American heroes and their immense and ultimate sacrifices they offer only the faintest glimpse at the infinite grace we have received from all who laid down their lives for America. Over the past 250 years, we're going to have a big big celebration, as you know.
Oh no.
250 years.
Oh no.
In some ways, I'm glad I missed that second term where it was, because
see what I'm talking about? He was doing so good, y'all. He was doing when he stayed on task and just keep reading the thing. He fine, but Ryan and Shannon family and Arrow's family did not deserve this. Oh my goodness. Can you just stick to the program?
I wouldn't be your president.
Boy! Hold on, my dog is not. Look, president got my dog upset. Boy, stop. Come here.
For that, most important of all, in addition, we have the World Cup and we have the Olympics. Can you imagine? I missed that 4 years, and now look what I have. I have everything.
Oh, I have.
Amazing the way things work out.
This is not your Memorial Day? Oh my God.
God did that. I believe that too.
Wait a minute. Did he say God did that? Did he say God did that, y'all? See, did he really? Did he really? So I guess when we figure out how to remove you from office, does God did that too? Because okay. Okay.
You know, I got the World Cup and I got the Olympics. The 250 years was not mine. I'd like to take credit.
Yeah,
but
you
I got
would
the
like
Olympics.
credit.
I got the World Cup when I was president. And I said, boy, it's too bad I won't be president then. And look what happened. I turned out, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great celebration. But most important of all is the 250th anniversary. That blows everything away, including the World Cup.
It's on his birthday, y'all.
As far as I'm concerned. In any corner of this cemetery, at any resting place for our war dead, anywhere on earth, you'll find untold stories of equal heroism and heartbreak unmatched, patriotism and devotion and acts of selflessness and courage so enormous they defy comprehension. Most people can't even imagine it. Great poets have written that it's love which moves the sun and the stars, but here on the sacred soil, right where we are, we're reminded that it's love which moves the course of history and moves it always toward freedom, always. From Bunker Hill to Bastogne to Cantigny to Coral Sea, from Gettysburg to Guadalcanal, and Concord to Kabul.
He did not.
America's best and America's bravest have fought, bled, and died so that we could pick up the torch of liberty, raise it high, 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 and carry it onward to places they could never have dreamed of before. Today we honor their memory. We remember their gallantry. We just revere, in the highest sense, we just revere their incredible legacy. We salute them in their eternal and everlasting glory, and we continue our relentless pursuit of America's destiny as we make our nation stronger, prouder, freer, and greater than ever before. May God bless our...
Did he just invoke Manifest Destiny again? This sounds so much like U.S. imperialism of the 1890s. No wonder he wants Panama Canal back. The best again. He getting on her.
Fallen heroes. May God bless our Gold Star families, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, everybody. Great honor. Thank you.
Boy, stop. I know you want me. Please don't say nothing else.
Thank you very much.
That's it. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of taps and the benediction.
They had an opening prayer too. Hey everybody, that's the end of that. Thank y'all so much for being on here with me and through technical difficulties and um, listen to this speech and listen to my commentary. I will update with the updated links in the description because he decided to. He probably told them take that speech down off the White House YouTube website, and that's what they did. Yeah, he was doing so good when he was just reading the speech. When he was just reading the speech, it was good. But yeah, Lindsay, you're correct. You can tell when he not reading the speech, and he could go off. He don't make. I have to say this: he was less off task, less off his speech than he did in the West Point speech. Because in the West Point speech, it was. I guess he must have been getting tired, or maybe he got ADHD or something. Because it was like every 15 minutes he was talking about something different. It was just like, and this one, his speech was like 20 minutes, so it was like it wasn't too off, but still it was off. It's just like, how you make this about yourself? The throw Biden under the bus again. Just like, all right now. All right. Thank y'all so much, Lindsay, Lady Sparkle, those of you who are in the bushes, those of you who are going to watch this on the replay. Thank you so much for listening to me. So I'm going to go here and lay back down. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.